thing.
And welcome to another episode of the Airsoft Show, where we're going to just have another night sitting down talking crap, really. That's about it. Chesney's here, aka let's hide that, the Executive Research Desk, as he's known. Welcome along.
We've decided to drag him along tonight. So.
Silky's here. Evening. So without further ado, well, Chesney, you've not been on the show before, have you? I'm trying to remember now.
I've been on once when it was part of the Dark Demise stream with Ben.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Have you guys?
Oh god, yes. You know that.
Who are you?
We've all sat here going, did we have Dark Demise on? Oh yeah.
But when I logged in, it already had the screen name as at Dark Demise. I was like, oh, blast from the past.
Oh yeah, because you did it with yours, didn't you? From memory now, yeah. So yeah, people know about you now. I just got really confused there because I've just had stream reception. Ailey jumping on the Instagram. Without further ado, then. Adam, you're going to be taking the lead on this one because you've done the email. Well, we can talk about the day and then we'll go into your email and the response. So, last episode, we spoke about Battlestations.
We are drinking.
Oh, yeah, what's everyone drinking?
Funky.
Kerry's on fruit juice. I'm going to place it back.
Yep, I am. I'm on the soft stuff.
I'm back on the fireball.
Fireball.
You got to do the Mountain Dew.
What Mountain Dew's that?
That is Major Melon.
Oh.
Major melon. What happened to the minor melon?
I don't know. Probably got squashed.
Yeah. Eaten, absorbed by the major melon. Oh,
Got
dear.
loads
Here
down
we go.
comments, maybe.
I'd start. Ailey commenting. On a side note, in our group chat with the IT department are loving the hair, Ailey.
Oh, thank
you. Let's just get into it then. Battlestations. It was a bit of a mixed bag. I'm going to be fair to him. It was a bit of a mixed bag because it wasn't all bad. It wasn't a horrendous day, and we'll come on to Adam's email in a minute, but they actually dealt with negative criticisms the right way and didn't just have a hissy fit toys out of prams, ban everyone like certain sites do. In fact, they were more than happy to welcome us back at the end of the email. That was good. Speak, people. What were your opinions today? Well, Kerry... Kerry, from clarity, Kerry also marshals there as well.
Yeah,
so
I do.
We'll come to her perspective in a minute. Adam, you were.
So I thought that the site itself, like all the safe zone and everything, was all nicely laid out. Plenty of tables, plenty of places to dump all your kit. It was nice the way. They'd got like a bit of a shop which had got like a bit of everything, and then you'd got like your bit for your food, but there was also seating if you just wanted to eat and go in, and or if you were a parent of a rental, you could sit there and have a coffee and things like that while your son, daughter, whatever was playing, etc. I thought that was quite nice. That's unusual. We don't see that very often from a lot of sites.
And they looked like very nice, comfy chairs as well.
They did. Although you thought that was the safe zone, so you were getting ready to dump your kit, weren't you?
I was like, oh, wait, that wasn't safe here.
But yeah, like the toy, I didn't use the toy.
I've got to say,
You said they were good.
Yeah,
And
really, like compared to a lot of airsoft sites, very nice.
I was going to say it wasn't the usual sort of outdoor site Portaloo that's been tipped over about 18 times and has everything smeared up the walls and on the ceiling and everything like that you see at some places. Lone Star Tactical on the Instagram asking what about the jet plane, so that did depress me quite significantly.
He had to bring it up.
They've got a vintage jet that's just been left to get to rot and go to ruin, and what a waste of a perfectly good aircraft. And it depressed me. So
But
that wasn't a good start.
it is being appreciated by some people. They like to look at it.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah.
it is a unique sort of bit of cover to the site, and something different that you don't see at a lot of sites. There wasn't a helicopter like someone said in the last stream. That doesn't exist.
That don't exist.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
No, that's not a helicopter.
Yeah. I'm trying to resist the urge to
and like
Squint.
imagine a helicopter. I think there's one there.
Yeah, sort of. There's the skeleton of
Okay.
one, I think. Sort of. Maybe.
No, right. The only that would look like a helicopter is if I literally just did that with my phone, found an image like that, and just went like that. That's the only way it'd look like a helicopter. There's no other way on
there
God's
was a
earth.
thought process, a plan there, but I think the problem was there's so many storms hit BSA when they first started building. It was just constantly having to repair the buildings. So that kind of took a back step. Yeah, it weren't a priority basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of a sort of novelty, a bit of fun, but yeah, it's not definitely weren't a priority for them.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Yeah. But yeah, so we turned up, had the usual sort of safety brief, went out for a few games, got put up against all the regulars at the site. So we basically got raped for the first 2 games.
Yeah, we got absolutely.
Yeah, we were. That was a challenge.
And we are decidedly not.
See, I knew that was coming as soon as I saw who they put us against. I knew exactly what was going to happen, but we did well. We did actually do really, really well. It was painful, but we did it.
How would you rate?
I'll tell you what, those. Sorry, Ches.
How would you rate the safety briefing? Because I always find that you go to some sites and it's like, don't be a dick, go and play. And then sometimes like, fucking War and Peace.
Yeah.
I
think on the scale of fuck it, off we go, to like I say, War and Peace, I'd say it was about I'd give it an average, like maybe a 6 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too long.
Yeah, I was going to say it was around the middle. Yeah, it wasn't. It was just sort of standard length, really. You know, I've heard much longer safety briefs. I've survived Tony's brief at Rift, and that's a long ass safety brief. So it was nice that was kept short. Yeah, so we went out. There was a few nice little bits to cover out there as well. The banter bus, as I called it, that was fun. Even if we did have to try and retrieve Adam's TRMR from underneath.
Oh yeah, I was just like trying to crawl underneath it. I was like, I can't reach it.
Yeah.
The people on
There's me standing at the back trying to locate it, shining a torch at it in daytime, hoping he can see it.
That's the reflective tape.
Watching Adi try to get in the bus as well was fun.
At the back of the bus to actually get off it.
You've only got little legs, bless you.
I did say there is quite a drop there. So normally when we have like kids play, like the young guns, for instance, I always shut the coach off. No, that's a bit of a drop. I don't risk it because some are quite small. So I just shut that off.
My legs are buckle and I'm face planted.
Yeah, I shut that off because of the drop for them, bless them, as much as they want to. And to be fair, most of the time they end up just sitting on there doing nothing. It's like, it's not the point of it.
No.
Where's Brad? He'd like jumping out of the bus. He's really good at jumping out of things and not injuring himself.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Evening, but I heard
Keith saying a valid point here. Nothing worse than trying to get a feel for a site and the teams are hugely unbalanced. I always mention them, but the L2 staff are great for making sure things are even.
They're going to accuse us
sponsored again, Keith. There wasn't any sort of. Yeah, Keith's trying to get us in trouble again.
These CQB sites are available.
Yeah, so
yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah. Do you know what? That could happen. Tony Harvey coming in. The juicy development on NAF is coming, so stay tuned.
And on like sponsor things and that as well. Just because I marshal at BSA, I also marshal at another site as well, so I'm not biased against one or the other.
They're both shit.
Yeah. They're both CQB.
So before we get into the nitty gritty of it, Kerry, from your experience of marshalling the site, how did you find the day?
I ended up actually getting really frustrated because I left half day with you guys as well, but I think that was more, like I say, the marshalling side of me, because I actually had players being sent to me whilst I was playing and I weren't working, and that was quite frustrating because I kept guiding them to where they needed to go, but obviously it stopped my gameplay, so I couldn't get into it so much.
Yeah.
And then even when I was having like lunch and like I just went and said hello to someone and I had someone come up to me asking the chrono him. I'm like, I am not a marshal today. It's like, but people are sending players to me and they're saying because basically they know I get stuff done, but it's like, well, I'm still not marshalling today. It's like, fair enough, it's kind of a compliment, but look, you've actually got decent marshals here as well. Just go to them. Yeah. But that did kind of take it a little bit. And the disadvantage of going against the regulars, I know exactly how they play, and it can be frustrating. It can, because they know every single
especially when you don't know a site.
Every single gap, they know where they are.
Tiny gaps is something we're going to come.
You need to go bad Santa on their ass, when he's eating his lunch. You never seen Bad Santa? I want my fucking break.
I try not to. I still like to. I'm strict, but I am nice sometimes.
Got to work on the coffee.
It wasn't their fault. They got directed to me, and obviously they didn't know. But it was kind of frustrating because I just wanted to play and have a laugh, and it was. Yeah, there was quite a few, not complaints. It was more little niggles, but
criticism.
Yeah.
There was a lot of players, to be fair, though.
Just wanted to give a shout. Busy day.
It was a busy one.
Just want to give got London Ghost, got Delta Dan, Hutchie's in the comments on Instagram as well. Watching on Instagram. As for comments here, we've got one from Keith for going back to safety briefing quickly. As for safety briefings, we'll give a dishonourable mention to those that were soul crushing briefing. Yes, and also for throwing pyro at us. Cool. Adam, over to you.
Things.
Okay.
So we had some not so good experiences, which were addressed by means of an email. You get an automated, how was your day? Do you want to, provide feedback? So I did. I wrote a lengthy email, but it was constructive. It was like, this is the problem. This is how you could solve it, etc., etc. It wasn't all just rah rah rah. Your site's rubbish. Blah blah blah, etc., etc. So one of the rules that I think I'm safe to say that none of us liked it was the small gaps rule. So they have
even I don't.
You can shoot through anything you can point through.
Oh, okay.
So any small gap anywhere on site, you can shoot through it.
And you can be up to it. Well, there's no skill shots with it. You're allowed to be up to it. You're just not allowed to put your barrel through it. Which personally, 6 inches, I marshaled there. And it's still. It's not a good thing, especially when I think we had about 90 players. There are so many players, it is unreal. You don't know where it's coming from. But obviously he says it works. People are obviously going back to him with feedback saying it's good. Then fair enough, he keeps it. But I know a lot of players that don't like it. Me personally, I don't.
And like we sort of said, it was no other site that we play at has that
Honestly,
pretty much every other site we've been to is either an A4 piece of paper, or if you can't fit your head through it, don't shoot through it.
Yeah, I think the only other one I know is the other site I'm at. They say you have to be 3 steps away from it. So 3 decent size, obviously not little ones. So you're a bit of a distance away. And then if you can shoot through it, it's a skill shot. But there aren't actually many holes, which is fair enough. But obviously with BSA, there are a lot. There are so many holes. And people are making holes as well. But they're just... They're taking advantage. They really are.
Well, as you know, I addressed that in the email and said, like, we saw people on the day exploiting that and making gaps, whether that was breaking cover apart or pushing cover to make a gap to shoot through.
Oh, it makes martial now definitely a challenge. People really do push the limits, and I've even had it where they've physically pushed a piece of wood to the side to be able to shoot through. I got shot through it. I was standing on the other side, got shot point blank, and the marshal was like, "Oh," I was like, "That's not on." It's like they're just taking advantage of it, and it's not okay.
Surely that's going to get some tempers up, though, isn't it? And
yes,
some very saucy and angry people.
Yeah, so I felt like you couldn't sort of push, you couldn't sort of run, because I was always, oh shit, is there a gap over there? Is there a gap over there? You know,
especially if you don't know the site. Yeah, it's really hard.
And yes, it does sort of slow you down, and it makes you have to think about things. But I almost think it's too far the other way. You have to think too much about the way you're moving.
Yeah,
it's more of a worry, isn't it? Rather than enjoying it and being tactical, it is actually like, oh god, am I actually going to get anywhere? Like, what's the point?
Yeah, if they're hiding behind a thing and they can see through this tiny gap, obviously you probably don't know their name, you can't see them, whatever. It's not like other sites where you sort of look to the side of something, okay, sort of fairly all right, sort of thing.
I think with the amount of players as well, that didn't help, did it?
So like Keith said about it being dangerous, they contradict themselves a little bit in the rulings, because they say that you can't pre-fire corners because that's unsafe, because you don't know what's around the corner. My argument is, you don't know 6 inches away if somebody's going to walk past you point blank.
Yeah, wrong timing.
You don't have that field of view. You've got that view through your little gap.
Yeah, and it can literally be that big.
Yeah, somebody could be here walking across.
Firing.
And you're shooting
no different than sticking it over the top. And
exactly, yeah.
And you do 100%. Get some people literally just shoot for the sake of it, and it
But if
it's things that I've brought up, but
I aim low. I aim low until I can ID what and where I'm shooting, then I'll draw up.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I've addressed that. What else was there now? I can't remember now. I'm not going to read the whole email because it was about two pages. 3 pages.
Let me make some cocoa and we'll settle in for the night.
Yeah, it was a long one, to be fair.
To be fair, I'd probably spend the best part.
I'm good.
I probably spent the best part an hour and a half writing it. And like I say, with constructive criticism, so ways to eliminate, you could either change the ruling so it's the A4 rule. You can, I think I put in there about you could cut down the amount of gaps. And to be fair, is it Darren?
Yeah.
It is Darren, isn't it? So Darren basically read it all, split it all down, and then replied in literally massive paragraphs to each bit of my feedback. So he must have taken the best part of an hour to take the time to reply to me, rather than just going, if you don't like it, fuck off. He's actually made the effort of replying to me, so I haven't sent it in yet.
I think sometimes it's like having the time to, isn't it? But he definitely 100%. Will reply to you. I think the plan is, from what I've been told, is that they're going to do a build day, so it is some of the gaps are going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
I will confess, and I don't know if any of them are actually watching at the minute, but there's a couple of players that like some certain spots. I've actually moved barrels and put them in front of them so they can't do it. Because I was casually walking around, I've blocked these gaps in between the pallets. There was they're biggish holes, but they're not enough for you to spot someone sitting there camping it.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, they're shooting through a small gap.
Big barrel in front of it.
I can't see them through that gap 40 meters away.
Yeah.
But they could see me.
And these were the ones that are in the more open areas. So I do notice them, and I do try my best to try and not completely eliminate the issues, but the ones that are actually ruining gameplay, then I will try my best and sort of help them out, really.
But then you can't shoot through a window where you can see for miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently that's not allowed.
Yeah,
I was on shooting through an already open, like the top window of a bus sort of thing. It was already open.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Sorry, so you can't shoot.
I had a full window to see through, but I'm not allowed to shoot through it.
Shoot through a barrel-sized hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain that one to me. I don't get it.
Well, surely if I can shoot
with the windows, they should have all been closed. It's more of a case you can't open it. I think
but it was already open. It's not like I went up to it.
Yeah. I think the main one is like the yellow bus one, because that's got a direct look into the spawn. Well, there's two of them. But then it's down like the players. You can see it's there. You don't shoot into it. You know what I mean? You're careful with your angles and stuff. And with them little ones, to be fair, you can't actually get really to a point where you can shoot directly down either, because they're so small.
It was more like, I wouldn't even say it was a 45-degree angle. Like,
basically, I get the rules. We respect them, and we just do what he says. And
no, I get that.
That's all I can do.
So yeah, and then what was the other bits? I can't remember now.
About the dead ends.
Yeah, there was like there's a lot of parts of the site where you'll be running, you'll be going one way, and you'll go around a corner, go around another corner, and you're in a complete dead end. There's nothing there. There's nothing to shoot at. There's nobody to see. So then you end up turning around, working your way back out. But because you're being cautious about it, because you don't know if an enemy's then come round and then you're coming out behind an enemy, you're coming out with your weapon up. Your teammates think you're an enemy and then shoot you.
Yeah.
Which is also frustrating.
Because you have to take it and they don't.
Huh? Say it again.
And so you have to take it and they don't. That's the new rule as well.
Yeah.
Which is. Yeah.
But so that was one of the other things I brought up. There was like they do the little debriefs after every game, which I think is wasted time. People could be getting bombed up, magged up, that kind of thing. And then the debrief could be at the beginning of the next game's brief. So they could say, right, your next game's going to be this. The winners of the last game were blues or reds or whoever. And this is
I think with the debrief, what the reason is we do it is because we have the rentals as well, and the rentals have to take the guns and everything to the container. It's more to contain everyone in one spot, guide them to where they've got to go, and then everyone else. And it's just basically quicker just to go, right, you won. Sometimes some marshals do like to talk a little bit, but it should normally be a case of, right, first round so-and-so won, second round so-and-so won, right, head in for a break, rentals go there, and then we crack on with it. I just think, unfortunately, that day there was just unnecessary, like, talking, really. It was just...
Yeah, we're not, like, absolutely need someone, like, on the gate or whatever to make sure everyone's been safe.
Oh, yeah, you've got to have that safety.
Oh, yeah, so that's basically that little pause gives us the chance to get everyone in position, if that makes sense. So we do that. Yeah. And then, obviously, it's meant to be literally if you won, mags out, clear chambers, and then rentals go to where they got to go, everyone head off, break, and that's it. It should be. But yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others.
Yeah.
It just felt like
I think for us, that's it. You know, he had to go at us for talking. We didn't know there was a debrief going on.
Yeah.
And then he's come over, gone, you were talking all through that. You don't know what's happening. And then it's like, yeah, go back and take and bomb up for the next game. And we're like,
we were already demoted.
Yeah. To be fair, there shouldn't really be much.
It was his attitude.
Yeah. No, I do get that. And obviously, each of us are different, and we don't know why on the days and stuff. But it literally should be a case of everyone in the middle, so we can get right. I basically, when I do it, for instance, I'll be like, everyone in the middle. One marshal go container. One marshal go to the exit. You make sure that. So we've got each basis covered for the rentals and for everyone leaving the map. Then I'll do like quick debrief. Say, right, first game you won, second game you won. Head off, and then that's it. That's what it should be. But yeah, unfortunately, one of them days. Yeah, I do get that. It shouldn't have been spoke to like that.
You know, maybe that was just an off day. We're not saying that it's like that all the time.
Because I think we were a bit frustrated because obviously
this is why we said at the end
a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
To get there.
So, yeah. Oh no, I know the frustration.
One of them trust me. Like, but it could have just been one of them. But we appreciate them taking the time to actually listen to some of our points. And
they have got a build day coming up in May, so hopefully it might be interesting to play again once they've done it and see what it's like. Because even for me, playing at Marshall, it's a completely different experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've replied to his reply. So it's like a multicoloured email now, because he's replied in one colour. I've replied again to him in another colour, but I haven't sent it to him yet.
I
thought, he's taken the time to do a nice, decent reply back to us. It's only fair that we do the same back again to him.
Yeah.
Because there's probably a couple of little bits that I think he's probably misinterpreted the way I've written it or whatever. So I've just gone back with a bit of clarification. No, we meant this or that kind of thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's it really. That's it really on that.
Cool.
Would you go back?
Like I said, I'd definitely go back.
Yeah, if
I'd go to see if they've actually taken it on board.
Yeah. If they've taken some of it on board, I think for me personally, I'd want to see a lot of the small gaps covered up.
Yeah, I think you're not the only one, to be honest. It is one of them ones that do cause a lot of issues. I know there's quite a few players going, oh yeah, I love it, but I think it gets to a point that the quieter ones that don't like it, they're the ones that don't say nothing. It's only the ones that are like, oh, taking advantage of it, like sitting there like, I know a good spot, I'm going to sit here and camp it and wipe them out. They're the ones going, oh yeah, I love the rule. It's like, well, yeah, because you're taking advantage of it. It's not fair.
The rules currently are working in your favour, which is why you like it potentially. I'm not saying that's the case.
It's more the new players and things like that. I feel bad. I do feel bad for them sometimes, and especially where people are making more and more holes. It's just it's no reason for it.
No, and that's damaging the site. That's essentially that's criminal damage.
Without getting banned. Yeah. I don't think you'll ban him. Darren's lovely, really.
Cool. Okay. Do we move on to
the
Chesney's bit next? The executive research desk.
Yeah.
Chesney.
Breaking news.
Right. I'll just share this screen. I'm going to shut up and let Chesney talk because mine and it's planned me up tonight. So the other guys are going to be taking the lead a bit.
I know as much about it as you do at the minute.
Literally, I found this about 20
I know nothing.
Cool. 20 minutes ago, before we went live, I messaged Adam and said, like, oh, shit, major news. So the Birmingham Mail has announced today that Walsall Council have granted permission to convert part of the shopping centre into an airsoft arena. As you can see from the time on the story, it was like posted 6 hours ago. So I don't know if it mentions in there because I didn't have a chance to fully read it. If who is going in for it, but I guess this is news to watch out. That
if nobody's already fired it up, then I'm sure they very soon will be. So
Andy's fucked if it's first and only.
So it just says that they've given. So I would imagine that someone's actually requested this.
I can't imagine
to do this. Yeah, so it'd be good to see who and what is going to take this on.
I'm hoping Tony's taking this.
Max Spillman and Greg.
I hope
It'd be cool to fight through a Greg, wouldn't it?
Just grab a sausage roll anyway.
Steak, bacon, a grenade. Don't mind if I do.
I'm going to disagree with Keith here.
Oh,
Keith's saying that, oh God, when will people learn shopping centres do not work for airsoft? Well, they do if they're done right.
Yeah.
Look at
the mall always used to have a good player base. Yeah.
It still does, and the new one at the Kennet Centre. I've been and played there. It's an old Devon store where they've moved to now. But yes, this is.
I think half the problem is he's thinking back to the AI 500 event. Keith's saying if it is F&O, then it's truly fucked. Well, yeah, but that goes without saying. But I think Keith's thinking back to the another one mentioning about AI 500 there because that was about 2 minutes from Keith's house, wasn't it? That one,
yeah,
that was in Rochdale. But that just did not work at all, and it just wasn't run right. But then I forget the company now. Was it Z Adventures ran them all in Reading? They ran it for years with no issues whatsoever.
Because it was Luke that used to run it as well, wasn't it?
It was successful. Yeah, it was Luke who was on the show not long ago. He used to run it for a while. And if it's done right, it's a great site. You know, I used to go to the mall after work on a Thursday night, and we used to play there until 11 o'clock. Go home, get about 4 hours kip, and then go back to work.
Walsall rather than suck.
Yeah, I think most people would, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how it.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep saying it usually only works for low player bases, and the running costs rarely allow that. It depends on how it's set up and how it can play.
It would be for 50 players and 6 members of staff on any sort of given.
Yeah,
that would be all right.
Yeah.
That's quite a good ratio, to be fair.
Should be good. And
like I said,
it's leaving enough spaces to get across and not have the choke points.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to keep an eye on, I guess. And like I said, if it is first and only, then can I book for you all? And I'm not.
Fake
My
names.
association not allowed to book on yet. But yeah, I'm sure we can sneak you in. We just get some like fake noses and.
We'll go fancy dress again. That'd be fine.
Oh, God, yeah.
We'll all go as airsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't see it coming.
I'm just thinking of Family Guy when it's like, you guys are stupid. He'll be looking for army people, and Peter's as a clown in Vietnam.
Yeah.
We could go as boxers.
Maybe some orange jumpsuits.
Mm. Yeah.
Or as the Squid Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be quite fun actually. That'd look really cool as well.
But yeah, so yeah, that's food for thought. I'll keep pinging to see what I can find.
On it.
Find out more.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. Simon's saying that parking will be a nightmare. I'd hope not, because I'd hope there'd be some parking at that place if it's a shopping centre.
Yeah, I was gonna say normally they'd have their own car park, wouldn't they?
Wait and see.
Yeah.
We just have to wait and see what it comes. It's still early days. We've only just seen the news article about it, so we'll see what comes down the line.
It's unusual that it's come out on the news as opposed to on all the Facebook groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Someone's aggressively typing.
Because you've got a very clunky keyboard, by the way. Yeah.
Is that not you?
That was so loud.
Very aggressive.
I'm really sorry. I genuinely, I'm using this really posh speaker thing that I may have procured from work, and I keep hitting the mute button, and I've just noticed it's not actually doing fuck all on this stream.
No?
So I'll mute, and then I'll be all good. But yeah, obviously it doesn't work. So, oh my God, I didn't shout for her to get her tits out just a minute ago.
Right, Ches, do you want to talk about that as well? You've just sent me another link.
Yeah, I found, sorry, Chief Executive Research Desk here. Came across a website the other day, which actually I found quite useful. I don't know who it's by. I've been trying to find out some information. I've even looking in like the about and stuff. I can't really see a name to go with it. But it's genuinely a site that lists all different airsoft sites and where you can go and play, and has links to them and details about the site. I don't know if this is something that someone knows who's done it, but essentially you've got, it's like 198 locations. It's all split by regions, whether they're skirmish, night ops, fill sims, everything. I don't know who's put the time and effort into this. If anyone knows, it'd be great.
I know, like years ago, there was someone developing something. I know someone was on about doing an app, but it never really came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively new. It's
really cool.
Yeah, Airsoft Nation was going to do it as well.
Yeah, it's copyrighted from this year, so it's been launched recently.
Yeah.
I'm just looking over towards Corby, Kettering kind of way, and there's a couple of sites over there. I'm like, oh, Jag Airsoft.
Yeah.
Oh, Woodland though. Boo.
It just says DM on Twitter, play Airsoft. I don't see any sort of names associated with it. So
yeah, I know.
anybody does know, great. But like I said, it's got useful advice, things for new players.
Also, if anybody does know, hit a circle.
If anyone knows,
yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, looking at the blog has been updated fairly recently. There's just very few posts, but they've been focusing more on that. But yeah. Oh, Keith.
Oh god.
Bob, right.
We don't talk about that.
Will it be an improvement?
So, yeah. Yeah, it would be actually a massive improvement.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone knows who's behind that, please get them in touch with us, and it could also be helpful to get them in touch with Rob from
When it's got a DM
Airsoft World as well.
There's an option to DM them, so I might drop them a message and just try and find out and maybe get them on to talk about what they've done and why. But bloody useful when I was trying to find someone to go and play and
it's good.
somewhere a bit new, and all of these are listed.
Yeah. Shall we do it?
Yeah, do it.
Shall we go on to it?
Let's go.
All right, so some people have been waiting for this. If my sound cuts out, Adam, I'm relying on you to take over on this one because you were copied in on the email as well.
Yeah.
Basically, so a couple of weeks ago, I was just minding my own business at work, and I had a message from Adam of a screenshot to us. Now, I know of a few other airsofters that have had this. So, full disclosure, last year when we had Rich on the show, yeah. So, keep saying, hang on, if we're talking now, I'm going to put a condom on so I don't catch something.
Double bag, mate, double bag.
Triple bag. Yeah, so basically, we had an email from Dan, who's the managing director of 01 Airsoft. So he basically said that, to cut a long story short, after we had Rich on the show last year to talk about NAF, he invited us to go up for a nominal fee of about £0.01 to go up for the weekend, as sort of a thank you for us having him on the show to talk about it. So basically, we got offered the same deal again this year, a discount code for the NAF that you could give out as you wish. So it would give a 20% discount on the code when put on. Now, we went back, we've booked onto the Gunman Airsoft Weekender already. So we were like, no, we can't do it anyway. However, as a lot of you will know, there is a lot of shall we say controversy about the event this year. Yeah. I think is the most diplomatic way I can put it, where basically the costs are increasing, the amount that's on offer is decreasing, and people are saying, well, what are we actually paying for then?
Sounds like a weekly profit.
I mean, even the private... Yeah. Even like the private toilets that people pay for, they no longer deliver them to the players' campsites. It's all just sort of, you can buy yourself a private toilet with a padlock on it that you put on.
But it's in with the rest of the people.
Yeah.
It's going to be...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just over somewhere. So you could have to walk a mile to it.
Yeah.
So we sort of said, like, as I'm sure you're aware, there's been a lot of controversy and discussion around your event within the community this year, with some players feeling that it just isn't worth it. And the only response having come from, I believe, Howard, causing a lot of anger and frustration along with the seeming lack of openness and clarity around the increase. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, this Howard basically sent an email out saying, don't be poor. If you are, this event isn't for you. Was the long and the short of it, of how it read.
Yeah.
Wow.
I then invited them onto the show to come and talk about it. At the earliest opportunity, we'd put on a special event just to talk to them and let them come on and say their piece and just be open, because as a lot of people know, they keep posting up about this event, but they're not actually addressing players' concerns in the comments.
There's a new post.
They just keep posting up, and
something. Yeah.
What was the figure we had earlier, Adi, with the remaining spaces?
I think there's around 2,200 spaces remaining. So quite a few.
Which, given this time last year, it was sort of like there was about 1,500, 2,000 players already booked on by this time last year.
What's their actual limit for it?
And they've upped the numbers as well.
I was going to say
3,350, I believe it was.
3,000, but they've upped it a bit. So.
Oh wow!
Well, they actually added more players on last year as well. Like they originally capped it at 3, but because it was so popular last year, they increased the number. They added another 100 or 200 tickets.
Wow!
So at what point do they realise that this is a vocal fuck you, and listen and do something?
That's the problem. I don't think they are.
I honestly don't think they care.
Yeah. Because if they did,
we've spoken to
that they reached out and said, "Oh, well, you can give this discount to all the people that watch your show," and that kind of thing. If they weren't panicking a little,
they're definitely panicking.
This is it.
This is sort of a last resort. Like it's not like they should have just addressed the issue in the first place.
And the thing is, let's get this straight as well. It's not like it's people that feel entitled to the information. It's just, hi guys, we've put the price up by 30 quid or whatever the price hike is. You know, we've put it up like this because X, Y, Z. This costs more, this costs more, and this costs more. And loads of people, pretty much everybody, will be like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough. We'll book on.
Yeah, but when you buy something, you want to know what you're getting, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And just the fact they've completely ignored people, but then still posted on socials to say, "Oh yeah, are you coming to NAF?" Hey! And it's like, well, try addressing the things that have already been brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Keith there with some numbers. For them to match last year's numbers, they need to average about 80 people a day to book on. They're getting less than 10 average. Yeah. So, I mean, that speaks volumes, really. Just to keep everyone... We did have an automatic response from this Dan basically saying, this auto-reply confirms that I've received your email and there is no need to follow it up. I am currently... Basically, he said, fuck you, I'm not going to respond to your email in his auto-reply unless I can be bothered.
Yeah.
And that was on the 10th of April. We're now...
Still nothing.
15 days down the line and we've still had nothing.
Yeah.
But
now, to be fair, speaking to a couple of other people, I do believe he has been on holiday, so we've got to give him a bit of credit where credit is due. He's been away for a few days, so he hasn't necessarily seen it yet.
But if
I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt to an extent.
Yeah, but at the same time, if they've sent that email, they're obviously expecting a response from us. So would it not be common courtesy to get the same back? But also, sending that email, obviously, like I said, they're panicking a little bit. So you'd think it'd be high on their priority list.
Yeah. But equally as well, like the person that I spoke to that has had the same email as us, they were supposed to be scheduled in for a call. They gave dates when they were available, and he still didn't bother to call them.
Yeah.
So even that itself, like he's the one that said, "I'll call you," and then doesn't.
The thing is, though, even if you're going away, you would reply back an email saying, "Hi Andy, thanks for your email. I'm going on leave. I'll be back in a couple of weeks.
I'll reply to you then."
We'll revisit this then.
Yeah.
Fuck you, and then just.
We didn't wait days and days to respond, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we responded that night.
Yeah, you responded same day.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did.
I think we just wanted to be upfront and in all good context. We can't promote something that we have fundamental issues with, I guess.
Yeah, we can't go, okay, everybody that's watching now, here's 20 quid off and here's the code, because we don't agree with what they're doing.
Yeah.
That would be hypocritical of us to do that and to promote their game.
Well, I don't know, 20 quid off, mate, I could be convinced now.
No, this is 20 quid. 20 quid is 20 quid, eh, Dan? But yeah, that's the long and the short of it. So they've got in touch with us. We've responded, and they just seem to not give a shit about our actual response. And we're giving them the opportunity to come speak to everyone who's complaining. I'd put it up on their Facebook and say, "Look, guys,
this is the one time
we're going to speak to them. Come and join our stream and get all your grievances out and get your questions in and let them just talk and respond. You know, we could just sit back and let them do it.
Yeah. Most of we were willing to give them the opportunity.
South Hearts Airsoft here is saying that they don't get it. They may be a small site, but we can afford to keep prices reasonable and offer discounts. It bugs at some of the prices places have, especially rental packages. Now, Simon's asking how do you marshal that? They don't, basically.
Yeah, they don't.
Pretty much, you're left to it.
I'll agree with that. A friend of mine is booked on, and the only place he could find where somewhere was affordable for a rental was Warzone, because he was like, you know, as a first time player, he goes, I've looked, and he goes, I think they were about 45 quid with hire.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, he goes, you're looking at 65, 70 by the time you've done that. And he goes, and this is the feedback.
That's a lot of money if you don't even know if you're going to like it.
Yeah, it was my you know, my employee at work, and he played paintball at the weekend. Sorry for swearing. He goes, so I really want to go and try airsoft, but he goes, it's just you can't afford to get into the sport. 70 quid a time as high. He goes, it's a lot of money.
That is a lot. I know 2 sites on that, they don't even charge that much. I think they're about 45 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just astronomical. Because like you say, you don't know if you're going to like it, and if you do get into it, it's not a cheap hobby. But
I've warned him on that one. So I know what you get. You don't want to take up this hobby. I signed off your pay rise.
Yeah, once you looked, that is it. Just ruined.
It's the fact of it is, though, why would you pay £130 for a weekender when for half that price you could go to another weekender? Because I think Gunman was only about half the price.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head. I think the Warzone weekender is only about half the price, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
and we're doing
you could go to 2 events
weekenders for the same amount we pay for one weekender.
And it seems like they're offering more than what NAF would offer, despite them being a bigger event, etc.
But also, because they're a smaller scale compared to NAF, they're a smaller scale. So you're shooting with your mates, against your mates, having a great evening because you know almost everybody that's going to be there, or a good chunk of the people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've booked onto the Gunman Weekender because I'd rather go there and give that a go this year, especially after our experience last year with theft up, lack of security around the site.
Absolutely.
The great 10th theft of 2023 that was denied. If I could have done it as well, I would have done the Warzone Weekender. It's just because, you know, I'm just coming out of a wedding and saving for Africa that I'm not going. So I've got to get my priorities right at the end of the day. But I would have done both of them for the same price as NAF. Really.
I mean, we are, so yeah, it's one of them. And like I say, you're having a better laugh with
Rich coming in here talking about the rentals too.
Level 2.
He thinks level 2 is only a £5.
I think it's like you say, it's not much more to be a rental.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And their rentals are, from what I hear from other people,
I don't think it's unfair to say that level 2 are a benchmark for CQB sites.
No, I think that's fair.
That is one that I do really want to get up and get to that site.
We definitely need to plan on that.
I need to now put
Emerson, we have our on-site security cat hobs.
Half the time.
Just as a disclaimer.
Yeah, there we go. There's the disclaimer.
Just because we don't want to be accused again by a deluded individual, crackhead, whatever you want to call him, that we're sponsored by another site because we gave him a bad review.
Yeah, just talk about it.
But yeah, as Dan replied to earlier, in the comments, it is good to see so many weekenders coming up now and so many more sites going, do you know what, we can do this, fuck it, let's do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know,
I think because they've
I've never known so many weekend events.
Yeah, I think because they've realised that maybe NAF's not doing well, they're like, oh look, we've got an opportunity here to maybe do something ourselves and see if our local regular players, etc., want to come along and give us their money instead. And I think they are, which is good. I'm glad that people are voting with their money on their feet and not giving into it. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sat here in Dublin wearing
100%.
my level 2 hoodie. I need a level 2 hoodie.
No, I really do need to try that site. 100%.
Other hoodies are available.
Yeah.
Oh, that is going to be a long day for you.
Way, I think.
Yeah, but by the sounds of it, it'll be worth it.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Hulk
I
on
do
the
love most
Instagram saying,
reviews,
make
though.
April the 1st a real thing with indoor cinema gameplay. If I could, I would. If I could do that cinema, I would. Oh dear.
Wedding.
But yeah, so that's really where we are at.
But we just wanted to.
That's where we're at.
Basically, 'cause we're not sellouts, basically.
Yeah.
This is it. You know, one of the things I've always said since we relaunched this is just, well, ever since day one really, is we'd just rather be honest and open. If we don't believe in something, we're not going to plug it. You know, if I say that gun to over Dan's left shoulder, hopefully it's his left shoulder. If I picked that up and I thought it was a sack of shit, like if it was brand new out of the box and it died on me, and I thought it was a sack of shit because of that, I'd tell you guys that it was a sack of shit. You know what I mean, though, Dan? I'm not picking on you. It's only because you've actually got something there that I can see that I'm using it as an example.
Do you even know what gun that is?
Not just any gun, Andy.
It is the Daniel Defence MTW by Wolverine Airsoft. I'll have you know. Don't you talk about my baby like that.
Yeah, but if I
Other HBO rifles are available.
If I took that out of the box and it was a sack of shit, I'd tell people it was a sack of shit.
Yeah.
Why would I lie about it? What am I going to achieve by lying?
We're just keeping it real, y'all.
But that's the thing, though, isn't it? People come from things for the openness and honesty, not to promote bullshit that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I've been a follower and a watcher for so long, because it's you know, I believe in what you say, and
we don't chat shit.
Well,
no, we don't.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, we do, but not about
a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, the last, as Dan said, the last 52 minutes say otherwise about us chatting shit. Even though I've actually been quite quiet tonight because my internet's decided to go full potato like Ailey usually has.
Thanks.
Your internet usually goes full potato, does it not, Ailey?
You didn't make that very clear, so...
He just basically called you a potato.
Well, I'll just go to my little potato.
Well,
yeah, potato.
But yeah, so yeah, that's it, and you know that's why we don't plan these interviews as well, because it gets too sort of fucking stagnant asking the same questions week in, week out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that, you know.
And then when you get really desperate, you just message some idiot that puts in the chat.
Yeah.
Exactly, mate. How do you think I ended up here?
Hey, Dan.
Oh, yeah, go on then, I'll do it.
Dan, we're looking at bringing you onto the team full time for finding all this random airsoft shit.
No, we do appreciate it.
I'm grateful that my toilet scrolling ability is paying off. You know, and it's amounting to something.
It is an achievement.
It is
100%.
The instant wheel of doom. Shout out to Nemesis Tactical. Come join us on Nemcast. Nemcast sounds like a console.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and play on my Nemcast.
It's all right. I've heard of them through. I think that's the one Keith's been talking about. So I'll set up something with them. We'll message them and get something set up.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
We can do a collab of some kind there.
Yeah.
I think that's good as well. See streams popping up as well now.
Yeah.
You kind of do OGs and it kind of distracts a little bit, but it's nice to hear other people's point of views. I mean, I ended up with a free game day off joining a random stream for 20 minutes. I ended up going up to Lincolnshire Airsofters for a free game day.
Nice.
Can't knock it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to knock it. It was an all right day. Actually, quite enjoyed it. Bit of a trip, but yeah.
Good.
So
yeah,
everyone loves a freebie.
I'm trying to think what other events we got coming up at the moment.
Myself and Adam
Before we call it a day.
Anybody wants to, if they're in the Midlands area.
Sorry?
Chesney.
No, it's not important.
Oh, it's Simon Lamb. Unfortunately, I'm on Griffin for the weekender. Have I done something to offend you? Because whatever team I book on, you book the fucking opposite.
In the words of random guy Kev, you fucking racist.
It's going a bit far, but just what's your problem, dude?
I think that's it for us. Game days, etc.
Game days, yeah.
We're off on holiday in a couple of weeks, and we've got some really unimportant thing at the start of June that doesn't really matter to anyone, actually.
Yeah, so. Andy's on a ban.
Yeah, I am now officially banned from
I know, you're missing the game day next week as well. Shocking.
The next 5 weeks now.
Oh my god.
You're wearing long sleeve, aren't
you? Yeah, 5 weeks Monday.
Yeah.
So long sleeve don't actually help.
No, it's more.
I know that.
This weekend to play then.
Yeah.
It's more that I'd get one of them.
That's why you borrow my die.
Glasses, and that would just fuck me up. I've tried all these excuses. It's been a skill though. Someone hears you.
Nope.
Do you know what? You're lucky she don't tune in upstairs because she'd come running down the stairs and just glare at you.
Suddenly she kicks the door open. No, you're fucking not.
You just literally hear
Jenny with one of your shotgun
down the stairs.
Doorway, like.
Oh, South Hearts Airsoft have they've got a battle sim in June and a charity game for Great Ormond Street in July, which. Please send us the link for the Great Ormond Street game because we're going to get booked on.
Yeah, I think we're going to that one, aren't we?
We'll get you on the show and chat about it and things and stuff.
What are the dates for that one? For the Great Ormond Street?
Sorry.
I'm sure it was the end of July, wasn't it?
Didn't we say we could go to that? I can't remember.
I think so. Stand by. I'm going to try and find
the secretary's on it.
Stand by. You can tell you're going out with someone in the forces. Stand by. Stand by.
I'd just like to point out a wild Phoenix Feather Airsoft has appeared on Instagram. I haven't heard from Felix in forever, and he is one of the nicest guys in Airsoft ever.
Aww.
So it's good to see him tuning in.
So, hi. Just because you're nice, hi.
Yeah.
We need to arrange a trip to Germany to get a game in with that guy. Or he needs to come here. So either or.
Hashtag.
You can bring that in with when we go to what's it next year?
So it's the 28th of July for the South Hearts Airsoft charity game day for Great Ormond Street Hospital.
I thought it was the end of it. No.
It's £30 own kit, £40 rental.
I swear
and
you guys
as well.
all talk to each other, site owners, and use the same fucking weekend. I can't.
Look, they've replied now.
Yeah, we've found it. That's all right. Don't worry.
They had to Google it as well. Shit, what we did, guys?
Oh, they caught us out.
Called our bluff, bollocks.
Feel free. Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
I think. I'll be happy to run.
You're lucky if we've got patches, let alone stickers.
Anything really. I barely remember to bring myself. So.
That reminds me, I need to look into that again because I haven't had patches for years now.
We want some little Ranger patches as well. Well, I want some Rangers.
I'll let you guys look into that.
Stuff, I would like that.
That's how I roast my.
We need to do patches, stickers. We need a flag.
Yeah.
So we can put it over the Scottish Pandas flag every time we see them. We just put ours up over the top of theirs.
Find more airsoft card boot.
One of those. What are the things like the put it on the floor and lift it up, and then it's like a big banner thing. Get those.
Oh, we want one of them ones that like the.
Yeah, no, that one sounds more better. The wailing inflatable arm tube man or something, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's it.
So I try to watch Family Guy.
And for old time's sake,
because Andy loves his last t-shirt.
for old time's sake, we'll put Craig's face on the inflatable arm tube man as well. So it's just Jesus promoting our show. There's a delay between this and the Instagram feed that's on my other screen, by the way. So I just literally saw Adam going like that again.
I didn't know that they were based in Matlock. We were in Matlock the other weekend, weren't we? Not too long ago, a few weeks ago. We were in Matlock. Good little place.
Yeah, 100%.
Heights of Abraham was a good one.
We'll figure that out. We'll link up. We'll sort something out. Just drop me a message, guys, on Facebook or on Instagram, whatever, or just email me, and I might send you an automatic response like some people do. That I might get back to you.
I might get back to you, might not.
Have we decided if we're going to the Midlands Airsoft Fair yet?
I think we want to.
I was just
Yeah.
That for me is very much going to depend because that is far too close after something that's happening at the start of June, so I may not be able to attend.
Buy anything, you know.
Is it after the ban?
No, I know, but
it is after the ban.
Is it?
We don't need to go any more into this conversation, then, do we? You've answered your own.
Hulk asking what's the schedule for June dates and sites. June. I've got June the 15th, haven't I? I'm playing at the jail. I don't know if any of you guys booked onto that yet or not.
Yeah,
no. Forgot about it.
Because Dale is coming out a lot recently.
Yeah, it is.
I've written notes.
And then myself and Dad will be at Warzone end of June. Yeah,
you guys are down there, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you're moving into July. I don't know if I've got anything booked in July yet. We'll figure something out, but yeah, we'll let you know.
It's just a charity one in the end of July, isn't it?
I think that's all we've got.
That's it. Yeah, 28th. Yeah, we're looking for that.
I'm thinking about the Warzone one. If they bring out the day tickets, I'll be popping up. That's that one, because I can't do weekends. But
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I said, I'd love to, but I just can't justify that cost at the moment for two big weekenders.
No.
But
we'll figure that out.
As small as violin.
Sad face, coughing dancers.
You can hear the friends' sympathy right there, can't you?
Yeah. What does this button do?
Thanks.
Hey, it was them two last time. It was your turn.
I know, it's got to happen at some point, isn't it?
Not a show if one of us doesn't get banned during it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think really and truthfully, that's about it for this week.
To the end,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you know where you can find all of us guys. Chesney, where can people find you?
Usually at the end of a bottle. But no. Call sign _ Chesney on Insta.
Depends which end of the bottle and where on your body it is.
Usually
Hey, what happens at weekenders stays at weekenders.
Shift your rift. When's your rift? Cool.
Yeah, no, I can't. Unfortunately, that's on this. Is it this weekend or is it the end of May? But either way, I couldn't do it because it was just too close to
insert a name clicking
the wedding. But maybe next time I'll go to Shift Your Rift.
I do.
We'll figure something out at some point for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a nice welcome from them guys when you go down.
I've been so.
If there's lube.
Yeah, I've been so thrown by this conversation about which end of the bottle I was supposed to say. I had something that I actually needed to throw in that was relevant there, and I've just completely lost my train of thought now.
You got excited by the lube as well.
So you completely forgot what you was
I
going
don't
to
use
say.
the lube. Yeah, so I think that's it much for this week. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Who did we have in 2 weeks' time? Was that Viper?
Yeah.
No, 3 weeks' time. Sorry, I'm changing shifts to 3 weeks now.
Is that Ian?
With Viper Tactical.
Is it Ian from Viper?
But yeah, other than that, yeah, it's Ian. Get the main man on. But he's done a lot over the years as well, Airsoft. So anyone that knows him will know he's got a lot to talk about. So settle in for a long one on that one. But yeah, that's it. So we'll see you guys in 3 weeks' time. Take care of each other, take your hits, and don't be a dick.